Hmm. So this morning, I'd like to speak about love. And if you strip away, if you take away all the kind of cultural conditioned wrappings that we put around love, all the ideas and images and expectations we have around love, and you get to kind of the essence, to the core of love, very simply, it's acceptance and attention. That's what it's really about. That's what we really want. When we want love from somebody, we want them to accept us, totally allow us to be the way we are, but also we want them to pay attention. We don't want just a kind of aloof acceptance. Like, okay, fine, whatever. Be the way you are, but just don't bother me. Right? That's not love. It's like, oh, yes, I want to know about you. I want to know what you're like. So that's the essence, If you peel it even more, it's like you get the essence of acceptance is just space. Just openness. A complete sense of nothing limiting or holding or pressuring or manipulating. Just space to be the way you are. And of course the essence of attention is just awareness. It's just awareness that's kind of fueled by curiosity, awareness that is engaged. So the essence of love, the stuff, the stuff that really ultimately satisfies is this flow of acceptance and attention, this flow of space and awareness. So that's what it's really about. That's what we really want. The question is, where do you find it? Where do you actually find love? And of course, again, this flow of space, flow of awareness, these are incredibly subtle things. It's not, these aren't objects. These aren't solid. They aren't something like that you could just go and buy a lot of. Right? It's this very, very subtle thing. It's so subtle that this flow of acceptance, this flow of awareness, flows from emptiness. It's the only thing subtle enough, the only place subtle enough to be the source of love. In fact, it has a kind of natural flow. It flows from emptiness to form. There's always an object of the love, but the love itself flows from nowhere, from nothing. And so when it comes right down to our experience, what that means is that love always flows from within. It flows from the core, from the essence, from our being, from the emptiness of our being. And it flows to objects. It flows to experiences, to sensations, to people, to pets, to whatever it is you love. And the thing you can't do is actually get more of it by reversing the flow. Right? It's like, in order to experience more love, you have to experience more of this flow from the inside out. When you try to get love from the outside in, it's like flowing from form to emptiness. And so it becomes nothing. Right? It's like when you try to grasp love, get love, you end up empty-handed because it turns into emptiness. It's only in the outward flow that you get to experience that sweetness, intensity, that fullness of that acceptance and unreserved, unlimited attention, curiosity. So the way you experience love is by giving it. The way you are filled with love is when you give it away. The way you come up empty is to try to get it, to try to ingest love. And the good news is that it doesn't really matter what the object is. That's one of those kind of cultural layers and wrappings and conditions and limitations and ideas and beliefs that limit our experience of love, is this idea that it matters what you love, who you love. In order to experience the essence of love, it really doesn't matter. So like right now, right this minute, you can just pick an object, a physical object in the room. And just notice what happens if you give it space. If you pick something really neutral, I'm pointing at the table here, if you pick something really neutral, it's probably pretty easy to accept it. So just for a moment, like consciously accept it, allow it, give it space. At the same time, allow your attention to really, really touch it. Just really, really see the table. And then whatever the next thing is that your awareness touches in the room, just for a moment, really see it. Really experience that object. And the next one. And then whatever the next sensation is in your body, whatever the first sensation that you happen to notice, just for a moment, let this kind of space or acceptance really envelop that sensation. And at the same time, really touch it, really feel it, really take it in very, very specifically, like as fully as you can. Again, like it was the most fascinating thing in the universe. Something that you deeply, deeply love, and you want to know everything about that sensation. And again, the same thing with the next sound that you notice. The sound of my voice, the sound of the refrigerator humming. Just make space for it. Just allow that sound to be here. And then really hear it. Don't just allow it, but actually really touch it, feel it, sense it, hear it. Hear everything there is to hear about that sound. Maybe even all of the sounds. Sounds are pretty, right now at least, the sounds in this room are pretty neutral. So it's kind of like I'm setting the bar really low, starting off real easy, loving things that are actually easy to love.